Ukraine brought the war into the heart of Russia Saturday morning with drone attacks that local authorities said damaged residential buildings in the city of Kazan in the Tatarstan region, over 61,000 kilometers from the front line. The press service of Tatarstan's governor, Rustam Minikhanov, said that 8 drones attacked the city. 6 hit residential buildings, 1 hit an industrial facility, and 1 was shot down over a river, the statement said. A video posted on local Telegram news channel Astra, verified by the Associated Press, shows a drone flying into the upper floors of a high-rise building. Local authorities said there were no casualties. Flights were halted at Kazan's airport and all mass gatherings cancelled on Saturday and Sunday. The attacks, which Ukraine didn't acknowledge in keeping with its security policy, comes after a Ukrainian attack Friday on a town in Russia's Kursk border region using US-supplied missiles killed 6 people, including a child. Moscow sent 113 drones into Ukraine overnight on Saturday, Ukrainian officials said. According to Ukraine's Air Force, 57 drones were shot down during the attacks. A further 56 drones were lost, likely having been electronically jammed. The governor of Ukraine's Kharkiv region, Ole Syniehubov, said 8 people were wounded Friday night in drone attacks on the regional capital, also called Kharkiv. Russia has repeatedly condemned Ukraine's attacks deep into its territory. At the United Nations, Russia's UN ambassador Vasily Nebenzia asserted that Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is doing everything he can to undermine any peaceful initiatives and to provoke Russia into escalating the conflict. Ukraine fired several American-supplied longer-range missiles into Russia for the first time on November the 19th after Washington eased restrictions on their use. That development prompted Russia to use a new hypersonic missile called Oreshnik for the first time. Russian President Vladimir Putin suggested that the missile could be used to target government buildings in Kyiv, though there have been no reports of an Oreshnik being used for a second time. Answering the Ukrainian attack on Rostov on Wednesday, the Russian Defense Ministry said the military carried out a group strike with high-precision, long-range weapons on the command center of Ukraine's military intelligence agency and another location where it said Ukraine's Neptune missile systems are designed and produced. Explosions have thundered near the Russian Northern Fleet base in Murmansk, Russia, according to Andrei Kovalenko, head of the Center for Countering Disinformation at the National Security and Defense Council of Ukraine. This base provides the Russian Federation with the ability to control Arctic sea routes and access to the Arctic Ocean. It supports both surface ships and nuclear submarines, the statement said. The detonation, one of 2, was only around 8 miles from the Severomorsk 1 naval airbase, weapon storages and bunkers. The military hideout on the Kola Peninsula is home to Russian fighter jets, bombers and maritime surveillance aircraft. There was no clear explanation as to the cause of the explosions. One theory was that a Putin missile experiment had gone wrong, not for the first time in this region, with a devastating impact. Kovalenko emphasized that there are ammunition depots, command centers, repair docks and fleet control points in Murmansk. In addition, the Russians conduct tests there, in particular the Zircon missiles. It is noteworthy that the direct distance from Murmansk to Ukraine is approximately 2,000 kilometers. The ships of the Northern Fleet are carriers of Kalibr missiles, which Russia has been launching at Ukrainian territory during the war. The Russian Northern Fleet also carries out reconnaissance and counteraction missions against NATO forces with an eye on the Arctic, Kovalenko added. At the same time, the Barents Observer writes that in the area where the explosions occurred, there are dozens of military facilities, including the Severomorsk 1 naval airbase. Severomorsk 1 is located 13 kilometers from the location of the video shooting. The airbase is the second largest on the Kola Peninsula and accommodates fighters, bombers and naval reconnaissance aircraft. A squadron of Ka-27 helicopters is also based at the airfield, the article says. In addition, at a distance of 11 kilometers from the place of video filming, there is an open weapons depot. and to the northwest of the Severomorsk 1 base, there are several installations with mobile anti-aircraft missiles and antennas for electronic warfare. Locals in Murmansk are debating on VKontakte about what could have caused the massive explosions that shakes windows and walls in the district. There were 2 explosions. I live in the Starostina street at the 8th floor. The house was shaking. It was terrible, a woman writes in a comment on a local social media channel. There are no official reports about any plane crash or accidental explosions of weapons in the area. Neither Ukraine nor Russia have posted any information about a possible drone attack or downing of a drone in the area of Severomorsk. That said, Murmansk officials kept silent about several of Ukrainian drones that flew into the Kola Peninsula in July, August, and September of this year.